It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds.
Well, I think I've shoveled 3 tons of it.
This weekend storm is conjuring up memories of 2003. So how is this storm stacking up to one of the biggest on the Front Range? Mike is busy tracking it all.
It's coming. How many areas will see feet of snow late this week?
And that big storm can play a bigger role in this weekend's vaccination events.
For now, keep your appointment, keep your plans. If it's mild to moderate weather, I fully expect that everything will occur according to schedule.
What you need to know if you're signed up for a shot this weekend. Douglas County makes its push to reopen the county fully.
We are not doing this recklessly.
But public health officials worry this will open a new set of problems.
It's not the reopening, it's all the things that potentially go with the reopening that give me anxiety.
Plus, an apartment complex turns away a potential renter, but keeps the security deposit.
It seems extremely predatory, especially in a time like this.
Tonight, Contact Denver7 works to get answers. And he didn't let anything stop him from shining shoes.
I want my members to know I'll always be there for them. Rain, snow, shine, it doesn't matter.
But now, shoes are just a little dimmer along Denver's 16th Street Mall.
It just tears me up. Nobody got to say goodbye to him. That's the hardest part.
Good Tuesday evening, and thank you for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. The weather and the impending snowstorm this weekend is top of mind for people all across Colorado. You can see the low pressure system in the Pacific Northwest that'll creep closer to our state over the next few days with possible snow totals we haven't seen in 10 years. But in good old-fashioned Colorado fashion, we had temperatures near 70 today across the metro. People were out on the 16th Street Mall in Denver in shorts and sandals. So we want to bring it to Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson for some in-depth coverage. Mike, the snow total window is wide on this storm right now.
It is, but the coverage is so much bigger than we had 10 years ago, Jessica. For instance, this show, and we'll be doing specials Saturday night for this particular show as well, and all of our platforms so we can give all of you the information as this weather pattern change comes in. Today it was gorgeous, 69 in Denver, 77 at La Junta, 76 at Pueblo, but there's a cold front coming in. Now this is just the opening act. This is not the main event for this storm, but it is producing some snow tonight already west of Boulder and Fort Collins. So we do have a winter weather advisory in effect up around Steamboat where they could see up to 8 inches of snow tonight and tomorrow. This is not the main storm. The main storm is way out here off of San Francisco. It's still 1,000 miles away. It has to cross the Cascades. It has to cross the Sierras. It has to cross the Wasatch. It has to cross the Rockies of Colorado finally before it gets to the Denver area. So it's got a lot of things that can come in and change. But here's the upshot. For tonight, we have big changes on the way. A little bit of snow tonight. The heavy snow comes in late Friday and through the weekend, and there will be some areas that could see up to 48 inches of snow along the Front Range. I'll fine-tune that for you coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thank you, Mike. So if you're new to Colorado, now would be a good time to inform you that March is the snowiest month in our state. On average, the metro receives a foot of snow in March every year, and some big March snowstorms come to mind. It'll be almost 18 years ago to the day that the blizzard of 2003 hit. That was a major snowstorm from St. Patrick's Day until March 19th. 31 inches of snow was recorded in Denver. Buildings collapsed and would-be skiers were stranded in Eldora. And how could we forget the bomb cyclone from March of 2019? We had widespread blizzard conditions across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. By barometric pressure standards, this was the strongest storm in state history. As we keep an eye on the track of this storm, stick to Channel 7 or Denver7 News on Local 3 for complete weather coverage. And remember, we are the only local news at 8 p.m. On Saturday, we will have special weekend edition of Denver7 News on Local 3. Until then, you can download the Denver7 app for your streaming device for 24/7 weather coverage all week long. At the moment, no mass vaccination clinics have been canceled or rescheduled for the snow. Governor Polis says clinics will try to stay open if they can.
As far as I know, there's been no vaccination clinics canceled yet, but stay in touch with yours, weather pending. For now, keep your appointment, keep your plans. If it's mild to moderate weather, I fully expect that everything will occur according to schedule.
The governor also says he doesn't expect a supply shortage like what we saw as a result of the winter storm in Texas weeks ago. Boulder police expects to make arrests by the end of the week as a result of Saturday's party on the Hill.
We are pretty much inundated by community tips with videos, names of people involved in the property damage and the violence towards first responders.
CU administrators appear to be equal parts angry and embarrassed about what happened Saturday. Today, they urged anyone involved to get tested for COVID and apologize to neighbors for the damage done. Douglas County commissioners are requesting the state relinquish its restrictions. Clearly, they have their supporters. Dozens of people gathered in Castle Rock this afternoon to protest the status quo. Commissioners say they're trying to balance lives and livelihoods. Doctors sympathize but worry that without restrictions, people will stop taking the virus seriously.
We are not doing this recklessly. We're getting a lot of emails from people saying, please do this right away, and others saying, oh no, don't do this. So we are not doing this recklessly. We are working hand in hand with the governor's office and the state health department to make sure the whole state does this together in unison.
You can reopen and you can do things safely, but the problem is when you reopen broadly, people throw away the rest of the rules. And they're like, we're open, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm gonna let 50 people in, I'm gonna stand really close to you because I really wanna be close to you and not care about these things. I think that's really what it is. It's not the reopening, it's all the things that potentially go with the reopening that give me anxiety.
For its part, Tri-County Health agrees reopening should be sped along. As of last Wednesday, 57,000 people living in Douglas County had received at least one dose of the vaccine. The county currently has a positivity rate of 5.3%. That is above the threshold established by the World Health Organization. The Rockies season hasn't started yet, but the team just received permission to host even more fans at Coors Field. They'll be at 42.6% capacity to start the season. That's 21,000 fans. Masks will be required while fans are sitting unless you're actively eating or drinking. Governor Polis has changed some rules about COVID restrictions. Bars in level blue counties will now serve alcohol until 2 a.m. Level yellow can go until 1, level orange until midnight. Level red has a nightcap of 10 o'clock. Last year, I had the pleasure of telling Claude Thompson's story. For more than 2 decades, he called the 16th Street Mall his office as a shoe shiner. Sadly, Thompson died of a heart attack last week at his home. Tonight, Addie Guajardo spoke to his sister about the man he was and who he should be remembered as.
16th Street Mall feels a little emptier and a little quieter without Claude Thompson, a Denver shoe shiner celebrity and comedian.
Thousands. He would take his customers' shoes home to shine.
Claude dedicated 25 years of his life to the art of shoe shining.
He would say, cleanliness is next to godliness.
His sister, Catherine Thompson, says his humor and attention to detail kept customers coming back. They even rallied together to raise money to pay his bills when the pandemic hit and downtown became a ghost town. Denver7 shared his story, his charisma and passion.
The shoe shine is based on 4 categories: wisdom, knowledge, art, and pride.
In late February, Claude stopped showing up for work.
I miss him, I really do.
Catherine requested a wellness check-in on February 28th. With the help of police, her sister-in-law found her big brother.
She came back screaming and crying and told me they had found him deceased.
She says Claude died of a heart attack in his apartment.
Only if you knew.
And wasn't discovered for several days.
It just tears me up. Nobody got to say goodbye to him. That's the hardest part.
No goodbyes, no last words.
How much I loved him.
Just his memories and the imprint he left behind, with every shoe that he shined and every word filled with wisdom.
He was a good man. He was a father, a grandfather, a good brother, a good friend.
Addie Guajardo,
a lovable brother.
Denver7.
It seems extremely predatory, especially in a time like this.
A claim of security deposit fraud at a downtown Denver apartment complex.
So they took your money and then said you don't qualify and we already rented it.
Yes. Exactly.
Tonight, Contact Denver7 steps in to get some answers from management.
Hope you enjoyed the warm weather today. The big snow is on the way.
And coming up later, gas prices are rising with no end in sight.
A little concerning when we haven't even headed into summer yet, into our most high traffic time.
And this surge is just another strain for local businesses.
Hopefully that it levels out or does something to where, we don't have to explore the worst case scenario options.